Sacramento's Office of Public Safety Accountability says the city's police department needs to do better when interacting with the public. The office releasing a new audit showing over 100 complaints filed against Sac PD over a 2-year period.
And in 1/3 of those complaints, the audit says constitutional rights were violated. Let's go to ABC 10's Bridget Biorla, who's joining us live from outside of Sacramento PD headquarters this morning. So, Bridget, how's the department responding to this?
Bria, the police chief says the department can and must do better when it comes to ending police misconduct as outlined in this investigation. It shows dozens of cases of improper search and seizure, among other constitutional violations, with the majority of complaints coming from Black and Hispanic communities. The Sacramento Police Department under fire for civil rights violations, with a new audit uncovering more than 100 complaints filed over a 2-year period.
It was disturbing. Right? It was like, okay, now we have quote unquote proof, if you will, of many of the concerns that have been addressed by Black people for centuries.
In 1/3 of those complaints, the Sacramento's Office of Public Safety Accountability says constitutional rights were violated, like the 4th Amendment, which protects the public from unlawful search and seizure.
I think additional conversations are definitely warranted. What I would hate for the audit to come out and then nothing come of it. So I'm actually looking forward to working with OPSA and PD to try to figure out how do we actually start addressing and really ensuring that in Sacramento, we actually have a path forward that other cities can look at and model.
The investigation also shows several instances where officers acted with racial bias, something that Police Chief Kathy Lester acknowledged at Tuesday night's City Council meeting.
I think there's bias throughout our community. Certainly it exists in the community, it's going to exist within the police department.
The majority of complaints coming from Black and Hispanic communities, and the chief agrees the department still has work to do in building public trust.
But what we're looking at are what are the common themes amongst victims and how do we address those things. And so I think we look at this challenge the same way. We look at the data, we really get into it much more than what we've done.
So the problem is acknowledged by the department, and several recommendations have been made, including establishing brand new policy when it comes to search and seizure and handcuffing children, both points of contention as outlined in this audit. Another proposal toward the department is having officers explain the reasons of why they stop and frisk and who they target when they do. Chief Lester says all these proposals are being considered right now at the department level, and she's working on a timeline right now of when we as a public can expect to see those changes on the force.
Yeah,
Bria?
steps towards change. So, Bridget, was there anything else in the audit that you want to highlight?
Yeah, Bria, the most striking part of this audit, perhaps, is that we learned that Black drivers are 3 times more likely to be stopped by a Sacramento police officer, and Black residents are 3 times more likely to be searched when it comes to things like weapons, when it comes to things like drugs and stolen goods. And now, the Office of Accountability doesn't want this to be a gotcha moment. They want this to be a learning opportunity for the community to come together, put forth meaningful solutions that the department can then implement so that we can see change, real change at the local level. Bria.
Right, it's definitely a collaborative thing. Bridget, thank you. And if you would like to learn more about this audit, the findings and the complaints, you can read it right now on our website, abc10.com.